Hello, my name is Polymath, and today I'm filming a Rubik's Cube video. As you see, this is my Rubik's Cube. Um, I have the logo. And yeah, today I'm going to be making this cube into the annoying cube, which is what I call it. I call it the annoying cube because it is incredibly irritating to solve. What you need for this is a cube that's magnetic, so the pieces will stick together. Like for example, there's magnets in here and here, so the pieces will stick together to make turns easier. The concept of the annoying cube is basically a homemade void cube, where I'm just going to disassemble it and reassemble it without the centers. So the pieces will just hold themselves together by the magnets. However, when you turn it, if the cube has a pretty good chance of falling apart and breaking. So let's start the assembly. Part 1, making the cube. As I mentioned, you need a magnetic cube for this to work, unless you have some other cube that'll make its pieces stick together somehow. I don't know. Anyway, I'm just gonna disassemble this cube real quick. Oop. Try to keep track of the pieces, since if you lose one, then so as you see here are all the pieces plus the centers, which are connected together. So I don't need this anymore to make my cube. And now let's start actually building it. So what you're going to do is you're going to take a piece and another piece that usually goes with it, and you're going to put them together. Because I have magnets, they will stick together, as you see. And then I'm just going to add on another piece, but avoid the center, since the center would usually go here. However, this time it will not. I think the idea is getting kind of obvious, so yeah, basically I'm just going to do that a bunch of times until the cube is done. After you put together like the first face, you flip it upside down and then you can just put it on a table or the floor. Since you need to assembling this part's kind of weird. You need to like take one of the edge pieces and put it on top like that. And then you just need to ignore it, like you don't actually need to do anything with it. As you see, that's the second layer. It's only 4 pieces because there would be 4 centers in these 4 slots. However, again, I took them out. So yeah, that is my annoying cube. As you see, whenever I turn it, it will fall apart. That was a much cleaner break than usual, by the way. Usually it'll just, like that entire piece will just snap off and destroy itself. Yeah, let me see whether I can get a good shot of that. Like, oh, this is really weird. I think I set the magnets too high. Oh, yeah, okay, if you hold it too hard, like, you just press together. As I was saying, if you just press together, it'll collapse. If you hold it in the air for too long, it might collapse. See why it's called the annoying cube now? Because every time you do literally anything with it, it'll die. And a future video idea I had for this is how I would solve it. And if anyone asks for that, I'll probably try it. However, it's not so much how I'm gonna solve it that's the question. My question is how I'm gonna scramble this. Like, yeah. By the way, after some testing, I found out that if you hold it on the table and do a very slow, careful U move, then it sometimes works, but you have to like hold the edges together like this. So if you hold like the center edges, you can kind of finger trick it using your second finger here, and a U prime. This is the only really dependable move I have, so I'm gonna like be doing a lot of regrips like this, and that is how to turn the annoying cube. Yeah, I'll try an example solve, I guess. See how it goes. Okay, after 4 attempts and collapses and rebuilding, I have managed to scramble the cube. Now, one question I've had for this is how am I gonna do algorithms on this, since I'm gonna have to learn a completely different set of regrips. It's handy at this point to keep like the centers nearby, since that'll remind you of the center scheme. Similar to like a 4x4 or a 6x6, the centers don't actually they aren't actually solved, so you can solve them incorrectly. However, if you have the centers, that'll remind you, oh right, blue goes next to orange in this way when you're facing it in a certain orientation. Anyway, I'm gonna start trying to solve this. I might put some music over this bit since it's gonna be really slow and boring. I should do an A05. See how many are DNFs. You know what? Actually, yeah, I'm gonna do that. That'll be really, really stupid. Since I have to turn it so carefully. If anyone does want to try solving this, it's against the rules just to completely disassemble it and reassemble it, even though it is faster in this case. Do a double move. Like, I'm gonna have to turn 2 layers at once for the algorithm to work. How's that gonna work? So in this case, like, this white center should be here. It forms like a little thing here, so I have to turn these 2 layers to the right to solve it. To solve the white cross on top. How am I gonna do this? There we go. That's what I like to see. That was very nervous. I felt a shift and like I thought this is it. I'm gonna have to restart this entire thing and pray that I don't get any tough algorithms. Together, I can fix this. I can 100% fix this. Except I don't know what I was trying to do. I think this solve's gonna... If I do an A05, my average is gonna be worse than my 5x5 average. I'm done. Anyone else wants to try this, go ahead. I made it to almost finishing the OL, I think. I had the top cross solved. I give up. I'm sorry. And that was my first attempt at solving it. It ended like this. What? It's such a difficult cube to solve, though. I have to be so careful and so attentive to everything. Yeah. Subscribe. If you want to see me suffer, ask for an AO5 or an AO12. Actually, I'm not going to do an AO12 no matter how many comments I get. Yeah, ready for 5 DNFs in a row? I'm kidding, I'll only check like this solves that I didn't collapse them on. So far, I'm 0 for 1. And the scrambles, I'm 1 for 4. I got this.